What you opened with the Langston Hughes poem, Words Like Freedom. I am Queen Bathsheba. I'm the CEO and founder of a company called Cage Free Voices. It is a multi-service, how apropos, right? It is a multi-service international ed tech company. We educate youth and young adults who struggle with self-image and identity, and we do that by way of constructing powerful learning experiences.
I might say one after my own heart. Congratulations, Queen Bathsheba.
Thank you. And so just to piggyback off of what you said in terms of values, liberty cannot exist without an education. And so we use literacy to liberate students, to help them see themselves even if the world is blind. So UNICEF reports over the past 2 years, nearly 147 million children missed more than half of their in-person schooling, amounting to 2 trillion hours of lost learning. Children have to get back to the classroom, but changes are needed to ensure that they really learn, starting with the foundational basics of reading and numeracy. Cage Free Voices is aware of this much needed change and is therefore bringing the classroom to children who are within the walls of a school building and those who are currently not enrolled or learning from home. Education has always been on the cusp of shifting into a digital model, and we have been burgeoning at the seams with an incredulous attitude toward cultural needs. We have remained hesitant to accept the inevitable changes that are here. But we are at a point of no return where we no longer embrace practices that only focus on academics, to your point, and exclude other cultures or social and emotional learning. Offering an online model that provides multiple modalities to tackle rates of illiteracy helps us contribute to SDG 4, inclusive and equitable quality education and the promotion of lifelong learning opportunities for all. From the height of the pandemic in 2020 until now, we have been able to impact households in Nigeria, the UAE, the United States, and have recently been able to expand our reach to hundreds of students in Atlanta, Georgia. Our students have grown by 2 to 4 reading levels within 4 to 6 weeks. Closing the achievement gap is a burden carried by many educators. We have to do the work in order to ensure justice for all. So we are doing that work, and we're taking a different approach to learning in order for us to tackle social, emotional, moral learning as well by addressing students as having neurological differences as opposed to only focusing on disabilities. And so I thank you so much for this opportunity to speak on the concerns that we have regarding liberty and education.
Very good. You deserve this big round of applause, and I bow in front of you and the work that you do. You know, I have hundreds of students every year, and I have noticed that if you want to convey any information to anyone, you need to open a channel of communication. Human values are a valuable channel which we don't need to open, we need to accept. People of young ages are very sensitive, and they know if you mean it or you just say the words. So like the young man last night from Sweden, if you went to the reception, were you there? Okay, when he said enough words, let's see some action, at the age of 30, that means that some of the jobs of the human rights defenders are proof of freedom of speech. If you're 30 and you say, let's see the action, I was wondering where he's going to be after 20 years. Let's see his actions, unfold after his words. He was courageous at the height of his 30 years of life experience that are not traceable further from his education. So talk the talk and walk the walk would be part of the values we need to share. And him being there and having the courage to say so is a proof of good education that inspires also values, not only information. Watch out, we live now in a time and day when information is sufficient and doesn't have time to transform itself into knowledge, which is very dangerous people are chasing information. So information not doubled by values won't ever turn into real knowledge, which is the aim of your, let's say, K3 advocacy. I remember